Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today we discuss about the installation of REST system in the lab. So as we have already covered the domain controller in our last video, so the installation, how to change the static IP, make it a static IP address, defining a host name over there, how to make it a domain, um, how to make it that server itself as a domain controller. Those things we have already covered up in the last video. Now in this video I'll try to cover the stuff related to the stuff we required in a lab itself, like a couple of servers, systems and attacker systems. Those things I try to cover in this video. So over here we had to build one Windows 10 server on Hyper-V, 3 Windows Server 2016 on Hyper-V, 1 Kali Linux on Hyper-V. Hostname of Windows 10 is Win10. Hostname of 2 servers of Windows 2016, or I can say that 3 servers, is Serv1, Serv2 and Serv3. Okay, in case of hostname of the Kali, it's a Kali only. Update all the systems with the latest patches, define the static IP address and on all the systems. Once again I'll show you the architecture diagram of the lab. So we have already done with DOM1, DOM2 and DOM3. Now today we will configure it SRV1, SRV2, SRV3 and Win1 and Kali. We are not considering Win10, Win20. The Win2 there is no, it's not required for it. So we just prefer one further with that desktop only one, that's Win1 and only Kali, Serv1, Serv2 and Serv3. So now it's a demo time. So we have already installed everything in the last setup itself, so I'm not explaining it once again. So directly we jump to Hyper-V. So we have configured DOM1, DOM2, DOM3 last time. Now we have to proceed further with SRV1, SRV2, SRV3, Kali and Win10. Okay, so the installation process is the exact same. You simply have, I'll provide you the link of the ISO, so you can download it directly from that link, and then after that you simply have to mount it. The same steps you have to follow which I have explained you last time in 2000 server 19. So you have to use the same thing, and you can easily install that. You can easily install the servers or even the desktop, even the Kali. Now we'll just go inside of each and every servers. Like I'll just take example with Win10. So once the installation is get completed, once the installation is get completed, we get this screen and we simply have to change the IP addresses first. Okay, so we'll have to check the IP address first over here, whether any IP addresses we are having that IP address or not. Okay, we already have that. So 132 is the IP address I have already defined as a static IP address. So after the installation, it may be a possibility you're getting any dynamic IP address. Make sure you have whatever the IP address you're getting it, make it that static. To make it static, you have to go to the adapter and then you have to make it the same IP address as a static one forever. Okay, put it manually the IP addresses. For the host name, we simply have to go over here and we have to change the host name over here. Win10, maybe at the time when you open the property you get some default one over here, so you simply have to mention it as Win10 and it's automatically get changed. It may ask for the restart and you have to restart the system, and then after you get the option, it will reflect with the host name, whatever the host name you have defined it. So these are the things you have to get it covered. Ignore this section right now, as I have already enclosed the system in domain, but ignore this setup. I'll explain you once I'll try to explain you like how to configure your and you have to edit your server systems in a domain. So this part I'll cover it in a later video. Right now I'm just explaining you how to make it a host name over here. Okay, once that is done, host part and static IP is completed. That's it. And make sure that before going for the static IP address and host name itself, you have to make sure that the all the patches should be pushed to that systems or the servers, so that there is nothing pending on a systems. And most of the cases, like few dependencies are there, so make sure once the installation is get completed, you have to give enough time to your system to get it up to date. Once everything is completed, then only change the gateway and the DNS if you want to get it changed. Okay, this is the portion for the Windows 10. Now it's a similar thing for SRV1 also. I'll take an example of SRV1. So in this case also, it's a 2016 Windows Server 2016. It's the same exact thing which we try to get it configured for 2019. So similar thing we have to use it for this one also. Give me a minute. Let me try to get it login in any of the one. Okay. So once the installation is get completed, you simply have to go to the Windows Update, make sure that all the patches should be up to date. Then after that, the second thing you have to change that, make sure the static IP address should be defined for the server. Then the host name you have to define. These three things here to get it ready for each and every server. So SRV1, SRV2, SRV3 and Win10, all three with the same setup things you have to use it. The ISOs are different, but the things and steps you have to take it for each and every system. It's the exact same. Okay, once everything is completed, you simply have to go to the attacker system, that is this one. Okay, let me try to get it logged in. So for the Kali machine also the same thing you have to do it. Once the installation is get completed, you simply have to go inside of it. Make sure you have to run the first command as apt-get update. Caps lock is on. Once this is completed, you simply have to fire another command, this one. Okay, that's it. And in case of Kali, IP address doesn't matter for us, but as it's a host system itself, we are using your own, so it's very rare, like you are not introducing any new setup, new server inside of the network, so I don't think so any new IP will be assigned. For the Kali, there is no need to make it a static, it's always be same. Even we do not require the static IP address for the Kali, so it's okay. Like if the IP address is catching, but we require the IP address of the same pool network itself. So that was the reason I put it inside of the Hyper-V itself, so that we have at least the same IP pool, IP address of the same pool, and I can use it that IP addresses. So it doesn't matter with that IP address, whatever the IP address defined of that pool. Okay, you simply have to use it this. Other than that, I can say these are the only things. I'll just try to get it covered in this. Let's go back to our slides once again. So thank you so much for watching this video, and you can visit my LinkedIn link and even my blog link. I'll see you next time, and the next video I'll publish soon. Thank you.